Imagine you walk into a cold room. An ice cube sits on the table. The temperature is 25 degrees. You wait. Nothing happens. 26, 27. Still nothing. 28, 29, 30, 31. No change. Then suddenly at 32 degrees the ice begins to melt. All that time, invisible progress was building up. And then all at once, the breakthrough happens. That's how habits work. We think change is linear, that every small effort produces an immediate result. But in truth, small habits stack silently, beneath the surface, until one day the results explode into view. James Clear calls this the plateau of latent potential. It's where most people quit, stuck in that silent stretch, unable to see the invisible progress happening. But if you persist, if you trust the process, the ice cube eventually melts. Clear's message in Atomic Habits is simple but profound. Success is not the result of massive action or one defining moment. It is the outcome of tiny, consistent choices. 1% better each day doesn't feel like much, but over a year, that compounds into a 37 times improvement. 1% worse each day doesn't feel like much either, but it compounds in the other direction. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. To bring this alive, let's start with the story of British cycling. For decades, they were terrible. A laughingstock. They hadn't won a Tour de France in 100 years. Companies refused to sell them bikes, afraid it would damage their reputation. Then Dave Brailsford came in as coach with a radical idea. The aggregation of marginal gains. Instead of trying to find one big breakthrough, he looked for 1% improvements everywhere. Better pillows for recovery, cleaner bike tires, lighter uniforms, even painting the inside of the vans white so dust was visible. Each change was tiny, almost laughable, but together they transformed British cycling. Within a few years, they dominated the Olympics and the Tour de France. That story is a mirror for your life. The things you do daily may seem small, but over time they create your identity, your health, your wealth, your future. Clear argues that goals are not enough. Everyone has goals. Winners and losers often share the same ones. The difference is systems. Habits are your systems for living. So, how do we change them? Clear gives us a framework, the 4 laws of behavior change. Make it obvious. Make it attractive. Make it easy. Make it satisfying. These 4 steps allow you to design habits that stick and to dismantle the ones that hold you back. Let's begin with the first law. Make it obvious. Most of your habits are invisible. They run on autopilot. You tie your shoes the same way every day. You brush your teeth without thinking. You pick up your phone at the buzz of a notification. Cues trigger behaviors, often without you realizing it. That's why awareness is the starting point. Clear recommends creating a habit scorecard. Simply write down everything you do in a day, from waking up to brushing your teeth, scrolling on your phone, eating lunch, watching TV. Then mark each one as positive, negative, or neutral. Suddenly, the invisible becomes visible. You see your life in front of you as a list of habits, and then you can choose. Environment design is equally powerful. You think you make conscious choices, but your environment shapes you more than you realize. Want to drink more water? Put bottles where you spend the most time. Want to eat less junk food? Don't keep it in your house. Out of sight, out of mind. Want to exercise more? Pack your bag and leave it by the door. One man wanted to stop watching so much television, so he unplugged his TV and stored the remote in a drawer after each use. Watching TV wasn't forbidden. It was just inconvenient. Another wanted to read more, so he placed a book on his pillow every morning. By nighttime, the queue was waiting for him. Simple, but effective. Then there's habit stacking. Instead of forcing new behaviors into empty space, you attach them to existing ones. After I brush my teeth, I will floss one tooth. After I pour my morning coffee, I will write one line in my journal. After I set my phone on the charger, I will stretch for 1 minute. The old habit becomes the trigger for the new one, weaving them together like links in a chain. The truth is, your environment and cues are constantly nudging you. You can either ignore that and be controlled by them, or you can design them and take control. That is making it obvious. Now the second law. Make it attractive. Why do you repeat some habits but not others? Because you anticipate a reward. Dopamine, the chemical we associate with pleasure, doesn't fire when you get the reward. It fires in anticipation. The craving drives the action. That's why Clear recommends temptation bundling, linking a habit you need to do with one you want to do. Only watch Netflix while folding laundry. Only listen to your favorite podcast while running. Only check social media after writing 500 words. By bundling, you make the habit attractive. We're also social creatures. We imitate the habits of those around us. If your group values fitness, you'll likely exercise more. If your group values reading, you'll read more. Join a tribe where your desired behavior is normal. The craving for belonging is one of the strongest motivators. Take smoking, for example. People often start not because they love nicotine, but because their peers smoke. They crave acceptance more than the cigarette. Later, the chemical addiction takes hold. The lesson is powerful. Habits are rarely just about you. They're about the culture you step into. So choose carefully. One man wanted to eat healthier, but every Friday, his co-workers ordered greasy takeout together. Instead of fighting it, he proposed a healthy lunch Friday, turning it into a group event. The social craving shifted, and the habit became attractive. Make it attractive, and you'll look forward to the habit instead of resisting it. The third law, make it easy. We love to complicate things. We dream about running marathons, writing books, learning languages. Then we procrastinate because the mountain feels too tall. Clear says, scale it down. Use the 2-minute rule. Any habit can be started in under 2 minutes. Want to run? Put on your shoes. Want to meditate? Sit on the cushion. Want to read? Open the book. At first it feels almost too small, but that's the point. You're building the ritual, the identity, the gateway. You don't have to do the whole habit right away. You just need to start. Once the shoes are on, running often follows. Once the book is open, pages get read. Friction is another key. Good habits thrive when friction is low. Bad habits thrive when friction is low too. So invert them. Reduce friction for good habits. Lay out workout clothes in advance. Prep healthy meals ahead of time. Keep your guitar on a stand instead of in its case. At the same time, increase friction for bad habits. Delete apps from your home screen. Unplug the game console after use. Cancel one-click shopping. Think of technology. Companies know this law well. They make apps frictionless, so you stay hooked. One swipe, one tap. Instant gratification. If they can engineer habits that easily, so can you. A student wanted to practice guitar more, but his instrument was in the closet. By the time he dug it out, tuned it, and set up, the urge was gone. He solved it by buying a stand and keeping the guitar in his living room. Practice tripled, not from willpower, but from reducing friction. The easier the action, the more likely it will repeat. Make it easy, and consistency becomes natural. Now, the fourth law. Make it satisfying. Habits stick when they feel good. The problem is that many good habits feel bad in the short term. Eating healthy doesn't give you instant results. Saving money doesn't make you rich tomorrow. Working out doesn't transform your body after one session. The payoff is delayed. Meanwhile, bad habits often feel good immediately. The donut tastes amazing. The scroll on your phone is entertaining. The cigarette relaxes you, but their costs come later. So we need to flip the script. Make good habits immediately satisfying. One way is through habit tracking. Every time you complete a habit, mark it down. Check off a box. Cross off a day on a calendar. Jerry Seinfeld famously did this with writing jokes. He put a big red X on the calendar every day he wrote. The goal became not breaking the chain. The visual satisfaction of progress kept him going. One man set up an account where every time he skipped the gym, a small donation went to a cause he hated. The pain of knowing money went somewhere he disagreed with made skipping unsatisfying. Another gave his friend $100 and said, "If I don't stick to my habit, you keep it." The stakes made quitting too costly. Ultimately, satisfaction drives repetition. Celebrate small wins. Reward yourself. Make progress visible. What gets rewarded gets repeated. But James Clear goes even deeper. Beyond cues, cravings, ease, and satisfaction lies the heart of it all: identity. Most people focus on outcomes. I want to lose weight. I want to write a book. I want to run a marathon. But outcomes are temporary. You can run a marathon and still see yourself as a non-runner. You can write a book and still believe you're not a writer. True change happens when you shift your identity. Instead of focusing on what you want to achieve, focus on who you want to become. A non-smoker doesn't crave cigarettes because it's not part of their identity. A runner doesn't question whether to run, it's who they are. Every habit you perform is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. One workout is a vote for the identity of an athlete. One page is a vote for the identity of a reader. $1 saved is a vote for the identity of a disciplined saver. Over time, the votes add up, and slowly, you embody the identity. Habits aren't just about external results. They are about becoming. Clear closes with this truth. Small habits don't just add up. They compound. They shape not only what you do, but who you are. And in the end, the kind of person you become is simply the sum of the habits you live by. So ask yourself, what identity are you casting votes for today? Because every action is a ballot. Every choice is a step toward a future self. And that future self will not be decided by goals or dreams or big events. It will be decided by your habits. 1% better or 1% worse. The choice is yours. If you enjoyed this summary and want more deep dives into powerful books and ideas, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's working on building better habits. Your support helps me keep creating content that inspires growth and change.